Yes. How we doing? Welcome to the Play Ratings. Obviously, big game yesterday. I imagine quite a lot of people still aren't over it because I'm not. Absolutely wild game, man.
It was sick, bro. I stayed up till like 3 o'clock in the morning, man, just watching bare videos.
I was watching bare videos as well.
Just it's wild. I think I've watched every single YouTube video about this game.
Yeah. That's just the way it is, isn't it? That's the way it is because it's such a monumental victory that like it's something that obviously a big pressure on it sends us top of the Prem. And now it's like we're here now. Like, do you remember a couple of weeks ago, bro? As Pep said this in the interview, actually, a couple of weeks ago, bro, we was on the verge of not being in the conversation.
Yeah, I know. After that, it was the Newcastle game for me. The Arsenal Newcastle game where I think chat might know. I think they could have gone 11 points clear or something like that. I think we would have had a game in hand at that point. But yeah, it's like for now for us to be top of the table, we've not even been playing that well. I just feel like that was such a huge result last night, and the fact that we're top of the league. I know they've got a game in hand, but don't matter. They've now got a tricky game at Aston Villa away, early kickoff on Saturday. We go to Forest, and we've got a couple of winnable games now. We've got Forest and Bournemouth coming up. That's 2 games that we should be getting maximum points from. They've got Villa and Leicester away. Villa not in the best of form, but they'll be they'll be looking to sort that out on Saturday, and it's an early kickoff. And then they go to Leicester, who are in the last couple of games have started to find some form and some goals. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of weeks, because then it switches again, and then Arsenal have some easier fixtures, and we get some tougher fixtures. So it's going to be interesting. I think this next 2 weeks could be huge again. But the result last night, I was watching Jack Grealish's interview before, and he was saying that they all felt that they had to win the game. So,
yeah, that Grealish interview was mint as well. Funny how he was like, I thought we played shit in the first half. Like, he was fully aware. And did you see his face when he said that we had like 36% possession or whatever it was? He was shook. He was like the lowest under Pep, and then he didn't want to say anything because you could tell he would have been like, oh shit, Pep's not going to be happy about that. It's like, you could see it on his face.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. We've got the player ratings coming up, so we'll go through all the stats. Got a couple of super chats here. Carl says, best joke so far, the rats in Man U are suggesting Rashford as a Ballon d'Or nominee. Twatch United.
Can't be Ballon d'Or nominee, but he's been very, very good recently. He's come back into form.
Yes. Grace with a 2 says, best night ever. I'm off to the game Saturday. Well, enjoy the game. It's a huge game.
Yeah,
so
big game.
And Benno with a 2 says, boozer last night for the wife's B-day. 2 birds, 1 stone.
God, Benno, lad. He knew what he was doing.
I know. By the way, someone in the chat said, Bray, you need to update the Xtra Club goal. You updated it now. There we go.
Oh, I did it. 1 point.
Chat was going wild last night, man. Koan with a 5 says, first goal important, second goal is crucial. Fantastic result last night, boys. Erling Haaland, man of the match, panic in the streets of North London as the title slips away. That's a good super chat, there, bro.
That is a good super chat. Come on, mate.
Well, let's get into it then. Obviously, we've got the man of the match to discuss as well, but we do have some stats to go through for some of these players. And let's start off, as always, with the goalkeeper Ederson yesterday. Played 90 minutes in the game, made 1 run out, which was successful, but we'll give 1 penalty away. Obviously, we all know about that. He made 34 passes in the game with a 50% pass accuracy. And he made 26 long balls, 9 of which were successful. 1 ground duel, obviously unsuccessful, and give the penalty away. I don't think it was a particularly. Yeah, I mean, it's.
But the amount of things that I seen last night and people just going, that shouldn't have been a pen. That shouldn't have been a pen. I can understand. Yeah. I get it. Do you know what I mean? I can see both sides. But the fact that it's never given, and then this game it's given, is weird.
It's a weird one.
It's weird. Like, other people saying, like, usually this isn't the way that they referee the game, because you got to give some form of leeway to a goalkeeper because he has to go for the ball. And he didn't impede the shot at all. Yeah. No, I know. It's an interesting one. It'll be interesting to see now whether this is. Is this what they're doing now? Are they going to change the rule where this is now going to be the rule? Because if this is going to be the rule, then defenders need to watch out. Because how many times you see strikers shoot, and then after they've already had the shot, the defender takes them out. It's a foul, but the referee never gives it because they've already had the shot.
So if this is now a new thing, are they changing the rule here, or did the referee just decide he's going to do this? It's a bit of an interesting one. Did he need to come steaming out as fast as he did? Probably not. But yeah, it's.
I mean, definitely not, because it didn't do him any favors anyway, because he didn't even get near the ball. The guy still had the shot, so Edison did bin it because the guy still had the shot. So yeah, that's it. And then it just felt weird that like rules always change when City are involved in the match. Like
it does seem
the Aston Villa game the other year with the offsides. Now offsides have changed. Like now we've got this, which will probably change a rule. We've got the Rashford one, which will more than likely change a rule. Like why are we always the test, man?
I don't know, but yeah, it's Edison last night. Look, I didn't think he needed to come sprinting out. Didn't really have too much to do. Other than that, should have done better really on the cross that came in, and Nketiah should have ended up scoring because Edison missed the ball.
He missed it
as well.
But Nketiah missed it.
We got lucky that Nketiah missed it. I'm gonna give him a 4.5.
I was gonna give him a 5. Because, like I say, he didn't have too much to do other than them two things, but then he did give away a penalty, and Nketiah should have scored there. The Xtra Club gave him a 5.7.
Okay, best. Roll up with the 2. Says changing the rule for City. Only City versus the Prem. Well, that's certainly what it is last night. With the booing of the anthems. Obviously, we've seen that the weekend as well. Let's go on to Kyle Walker, who's having a little bit of a remontada at the moment. Obviously, he's had a bit of a. I feel a bit sorry for Kyle Walker because I think he's been so unlucky because he obviously got injured towards the end of last season, missing big games, missing crucial games. Then he's obviously started the season, and then when he started the season, Pep was doing this inverted fullback, which just does not suit Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker cannot play that inverted fullback role. So then he had a couple poor games. Then he got injured. Then he came back, and he came back into a team that was playing a weird formation and was just really, really poor. So that just probably made him look poor. But he wasn't match fit.
Well, it heightened it as well because Rico was playing the inverted role. But when Kyle Walker came back, Rico was playing that inverted role quite well. Yeah. So it heightened the fact that Kyle Walker can't do this. So that's why a lot of people were asking for Rico and not Walker.
But I've got to say, in the last couple of games that he's played, Kyle Walker, I think he's been fantastic. I think he's just been back to normal. So, and I think he was good last night. Back to normal.
Yeah, I thought he was good last night. I don't think we've seen too much of a threat from Martinelli. I don't think we've seen him struggle at any points. Like, one of the worries that we had going into the game was, and I think a lot of people had this, was when we played the FA Cup game, Martinelli binned him like twice. Might have only been once, but I remember it happening. Martinelli binned him and then went down the byline. Now, we didn't really see that yesterday. At all. I don't think I've seen him struggle, which is good.
Probably because he was more match fit today than he was in the FA Cup game. That's probably a big part of it. But let's go through the stats of Kyle Walker. He played 90 minutes yesterday, made 2 interceptions. He only got dribbled past once in the whole game. He had 11 ground duels and won 8 of them. He had 2 aerial duels, won them both. He got fouled twice and made 2 fouls as well. He had 38 passes and misplaced 9 of them. He got a 76% pass accuracy, 7 long balls, 3 successful, and 2 dribble attempts, 1 successful. I think he played really well yesterday.
I think
really solid. Really well. Looking forward to him obviously coming back. I think it's good that he's hit some decent form at this time because I don't think you're able to. I don't think he was able to keep Rico Lewis in the team for a long period of time. I think Rico Lewis was done exactly what he needed to do and come in when we needed him. But I think we are going to have to play Walker pretty much to the end of the season and Rico just fill in here or there. And it's good that Kyle Walker seems like he's back on it and he seems match fit as well.
Yeah. You know what I find a bit weird is, I know this isn't really about Kyle Walker, but Kyle Walker kind of held out and obviously there was rumours of him being unhappy and stuff like that with not getting game time, but I think that's the case for a lot of players. And one of them is Cancelo. If Cancelo would have waited it out, he'd probably be starting again now because we're going to like yesterday, going to a flat back 4, Bernardo filling in at left back kind of thing. I think that's something that that people would like have seen. But did you see him actually in the interview say that he might be back at Man City? Cancelo,
yeah.
Weird that man's leaving options open. But anyway. Yeah, Walker yesterday. I think he had a solid performance, which is good because he's coming against fast-paced wingers as well.
Me too. I'm going to give him a 7.3.
I was going to give him a 7.5. Xtra Club have given him a 7.5. I see a lot of people in the chat giving 7.2s, 7.4s, 7.6s. We're all in like the same realm, basically. So none of us are far off each other, which is good. A few 8s flying about, which is good. Good respect for Walker there. Leng and Sweet with a 4.99. Yes, Leng. Everyone being too harsh. I'd give it a 7 for Edison. We weren't scoring anything without his build-up play. Also, it was a pen, but never given, so it's not Edison's fault. Yeah, I get what you're saying. And that's what we were saying just then. It's a pen that you don't really see often, but you can see why also it is a pen. Mm-hmm. Like, you can see why it's given, like, but at the same time, it's not officiated consistently in that same way, which is that's where the issue lies. But yeah, I think that Edison under mad pressure, you know. So I know you're saying being too harsh and that, but Edison is under mad pressure. You know, it's absolutely hilarious. Well, how he pointed exactly where for Saka to score, and he didn't go that way, and Saka just went, "Cheers, mate. I'll put it exactly where you're telling me." Like, bro, listen to your brain. Finally save a pen. Mr. Rolt with a 2. Walker is always good when Diaz is next to him. I mean, to be fair, I think a lot of players are better when Diaz is in the team because you have that defensive surety. You can kind of, if you can put more trust in a player that's next to you, then you will, in yourself, will be better because you know you've got to trust him. If you don't have trust in your centre-backs, say like if we started with the Kanji and Ake as the centre-backs, I think there'd be less trust there. I think that's when players become more reserved because they don't want to carry on going forward or doing their normal game because they don't want to leave them exposed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I agree. Let's go on to Diaz then. Diaz yesterday played 90 minutes in the game. 4 block shots. He made 6 ground duels, 4 successful, 1 aerial duel, which was successful. 83 pass accuracy, 4 long balls on all unsuccessful, so not much to go off the stats, but I thought it was really, really solid. Defensively mint. Didn't really look like he was struggling in defence.
No.
First real test since he's come back from his injury, playing the full 90 minutes. Semi-decent on the ball. Not great, but not proper shit. And just that sort of leaded us, which is what we needed. And that tackle on Xhaka where he managed to nick the ball inside the penalty, it was top.
That's top tier, that.
Yeah, brilliant. And I don't see how you could potentially drop this guy for the game against Forest now. I know it's only 2 days rest, but I think he has to start against Forest.
I think he has to, personally, I think he has to play till the end of the season. Same with Kyle Walker. I think Ruben Diaz should be first on that team sheet every single time. He has to play, bro.
Yeah,
it's night and day the difference that he brings to the side. So I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. I think he was mint yesterday. Genuinely think he was mint.
I think he was great performance. Rating then, what would I give him? I'd probably give him an 8.2.
Ooh, I was gonna say 9.
Yeah, we have an 8.2.
I see a lot. Grace says 15. 15. Shadow Vibe says 10 out of 10. Michelle at 8.7. Yeah, I'm gonna say 9. I think he was mint. Genuinely think he was mint. And that tackle yesterday was worth a 9 in itself. The Xtra Club have given him an 8.9. Save gone pretty high as well.
Yeah, that is. Alan with a 2 says Martinez on Erling Haaland was a foul for them. Same thing. No consistency, Alan, as you know. And VT, member for 3, says the confidence I get when Diaz is on the pitch is monumental compared to Akanji. I agree, man. I agree. You know what I mean? I think, again, Akanji in a back 4 is not too bad, but Akanji in a back 3 is pretty crazy. You know?
The thing is, right, and we'll probably get onto Akanji in a bit later on, but he just I like his pace in that. I like his pace, and he seems a bit calm on the ball at times, which I like. It's just when it comes to actually defending, you can tell he lacks a little bit. When he came on for Diaz against Villa, you could see it there. And yesterday, although his pace did help us yesterday, it did help us when he came on, which I'm happy for. There was times where, I think it was Nketiah who was just bullying him off the ball kind of thing. And it's like, if it's Diaz in that position, if it was Diaz there, he'll get stuck in.
Yeah. No, I agree. Let's go to Nathan Ake then, who didn't start left back frustratingly, but started in sort of left-sided centre back. He played 90 minutes in the game. Had 5 clearances, 1 interception. He won 1 out of his 2 ground duels. He won 3 out of his 4 aerial duels. Lost possession only 8 times. Had a 79% pass accuracy. And had a shot which obviously hit the woodwork, but not really much he could have done about that, to be honest with you. I was just a little bit disappointed that, again, I thought this game was crying out for Ake to play left back, and exactly the same as sort of as the FA Cup game, and the fact that Pep didn't do that.
It's not just you. We was all doing that.
Yeah, and I think Pep obviously admitted that in his interview afterwards, and said they got the tactics wrong. I think we looked miles better. I think in the first half, Saka was in the game, and then as soon as we went to a flat back 4, Saka was no longer in the game, and I think that tells you everything you need to know. I think you cannot, in big games for me now, Ake has to play left back. Ake is absolutely sick at defending. Yes, okay, he's always got that issue with his ball playing from the back, which is really poor. But ultimately, stopping the attack, it gives you a foundation. It gives you a foundation in the game, and we didn't have a foundation in the game in the first half because they were all over us really in the first half. Saka was ruining us. He was getting on the ball. As soon as we went to a flat back 4, Ake at left back, Saka was out the game. I thought Martinelli and then Trossard, when he came on, were quiet as well. Yes, you open up a little bit more in the midfield, but I think you're so solid on the wings. And Ake, again, I think he done well. Couple maybe sloppy moments with especially the first Nketiah header, him and Bernardo not really knowing which one to pick up Nketiah, but all in all, another good performance from Nathan Ake, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I can't blame him for obviously being the centre back, not the left back. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not our fault that Pep didn't put him at left back to pocket Saka or to go for Saka. But at least in the second half, he did switch it up and he went to that. And then, bro, the minute we went to that, Saka disappeared, man. Like legit, like that. And then I was trying to think about this last night. Yeah, I genuinely don't remember Saka doing anything at all. And this isn't me just trying to roast Saka, innit? I just don't know what he did after Ake went left back.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I genuinely don't know.
It was the same with the FA Cup game, but that's why we should have started like that.
Yeah. Like we were saying, innit? When Lee was saying that he's the only one that's pocketed Saka all year.
Yeah.
And then instead we put Bernardo in front of him. Yeah. Like, go roast Bernardo. And you could see from minute 1 that Bernardo was about to get carded. He was man was flying into tackles from straight from the off. So I think it was a very smart decision from Pep to change it and realise. But I do think we should have started like that. I think we would have been better off if we started like that. He wouldn't have had that freedom. But like I say, okay, on the whole, had a good game. And even when we switched it back to a back 4, thrived in it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's proven to be such an invaluable player for our team. He's versatile. He just does his job. He gets on with it. He can defend. We all know his limitations, but his number one job in terms of actually defending is second to none, man. He's really. I don't think he gets outside of City. I don't think he gets anywhere near the credit he deserves. Nowhere near.
I agree with that. People think he's pooing it, like, and it's just like
people think he's arse, man.
Yeah, people think the people like. I guarantee there'll be people out there that think that we wasted money on Nathan Ake and paid too much. Like,
yeah,
he's definitely worth his price tag. If we were to sell Nathan Ake, we'd sell him for profit, 100%. He's sick.
Oh yeah, defo. For me, I give Diaz an 8.2. Was he better than Diaz? I don't know. I think he did. I think he had more to do, especially when he went to the flat back 4, because he had to mark Saka for the last sort of 35 minutes or whatever it was. So he probably had more to do. But I'd probably give him the same as Diaz, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna give him I'm gonna give him an 8.2 again.
Yeah, I went 9 for Diaz. I'm gonna go 8.5 for Ake. The Xtra Club have given him an 8.2.
Cool. Yeah. Big up Jay with the super chat. Says we lose or draw last night if Cancelo was in the team. Don't trust him in big games. Also for next season, Diaz captain, Rodri vice captain, and Grealish third captain. Not interesting shout that, Jay. We've not seen anyone asking Grealish there. So yeah,
I think I'd kind of like Grealish to just focus on his game, innit, to be honest. But I mean, he's got that passion merchant about him anyway. So I mean,
he's always in the team. So
yeah, facts.
Let's go over to the left-back position then. Bernardo Silva played 90 minutes in the game yesterday, made 2 interceptions, 10 ground duels, 5 was successful. One aerial duel, unsuccessful, not surprisingly. They made 4 fouls, obviously got the yellow card for it. 28 passes in the game, 68% pass accuracy, 1 key pass, 6 long balls, 1 successful, 1 cross was successful, 3 dribbles, 1 successful. I don't really think that was the game for him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree.
Starting at left back was a mistake, so he didn't really look good in the first half. And then when he went to right wing, maybe he was just a little bit tired because he was chasing Saka for the first hour of the match or whatever it was. So
he did get himself a pre-assist. He did try him. Do you know what I mean? Like it worked for him. He did play the ball in behind for Haaland, didn't he? Like,
it was a nice ball.
But I would say the first he got lucky. He got lucky that Gabriel decided to just give him the ball back because the first pass was shit, and then then Gabriel gave him the ball back, and then he went again. But yeah, I don't think it was the game for Bernardo. And this is something we said before the match. And I think if Pep had the choice, I think he wouldn't have started. But if he had the choice looking back at it, I don't think he would have started Bernardo.
No. I don't think he would have either. I think he would have just started. I think what he would have done is he started Kanji and then started.
Ake left back.
That's what he would have done because clearly he don't like the port. Yeah, so it just wasn't the game for Bernardo. Not really his fault, really. More of a Pep Guardiola issue there rather than a Bernardo issue. But I got to rate him on what he's done on the pitch. I would say that he didn't really handle Saka, but he kind of also handled Saka in the sense that he just kicked shit out of him. So he did handle him. He just didn't handle him as sort of calmly.
It wasn't clean.
Saka. Yeah, exactly. And then didn't really get into the build-up much when we was going forward. So for me, I'd probably give Bernardo, maybe a 7. I give him a 7.
I was going to give him a 7.5. Maybe I'm a bit high there. I don't know. But 7.5, yeah. That's fine for me. They actually give him a 7.1, so they're agreeing with you in that, basically, bro.
Yeah. First, okay, let's move into the midfield then. And we've got Rodri, who didn't manage to have that sort of 1v1 with Partey, because Partey was obviously injured for the game. And apparently we got very lucky. Apparently it's only a short-term injury. He might be back for the weekend, some people are saying.
Yeah, I seen that.
Which is funny because Arsenal fans were like, "Oh, Casemiro doesn't want to clash with Partey." Well, did Partey not want to clash with Rodri? Is that what we're saying now? You know what I mean? What goes around comes around. 90 minutes played for Rodri yesterday. He had 54 touches, 38 passes, 6 unsuccessful. That's 84% pass accuracy, 1 key pass. 3 long balls, 2 successful. Created a big chance there as well. 1 shot on target, which was a decent effort. 1 shot blocked and a big chance missed. 2 ground duels, both won. 2 aerial duels, both won. And made 4 clearances and 4 interceptions. I thought it was a better performance from Rodri. Because recently he's been a bit inconsistent for me. I think he's dropped some stinkers, some average, and then some decent games. I think this was a decent game for Rodri. Didn't really get on the ball too much because he was dropping a lot deeper, obviously trying to take the ball off the likes of Diaz a little bit more. But yeah, just was pretty calm in there, made shit tick. And I think that if we wouldn't have had him, I think we would have struggled. So I would say good performance from Rodri. Yeah,
I agree. I think he was solid. Don't really remember him doing anything wrong.
No.
Don't really remember him putting a foot wrong. I think he was all right. What was the big chance?
Header.
Whose header? Was it a big chance created or big chance missed?
No, big chance missed. He created 1 big chance. I don't really remember that one, but he had a header which he just couldn't quite generate the power on it. So, the header to Ake and the crossbar. Is that he did have another header though as well? I'm sure he had another header which was a 70.
Yeah, I remember the crossbar one. I was just unsure if it would have been credited to him because it had Ake.
Yeah, no, you can't give that to Rodri. I don't credit him for that. I credit that to Ake if that goes in.
Yeah,
it hits Ake on the foot, innit?
Yeah, that's why I was a bit confused then.
But, good performance though.
Yeah, what was a good performance from Rodri? What we need is standard performance.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him an 8, standard 8.
I was gonna give him an 8 as well. Actually, we're giving an 8.5.
Okay, first. Yeah, that's first. Let's stick with the midfield. Then we've got Ilkay Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne. Let's go to Ilkay Gundogan, who played the 90 minutes in the game yesterday. 1 assist. He got, which was for the Grealish goal. 32 touches, 20 passes, misplaced 8. That's 60% pass accuracy. 2 key passes in the game. 1 cross unsuccessful. 2 long balls unsuccessful. 2 dribbles, 1 successful. 1 cross. Oh no, I've already done that. Sorry. 8 ground duels, 3 successful, and a couple of tackles there as well. It was the stats don't really give him justice. I thought he'd done all right yesterday, Gundogan. I thought obviously there was a really, really good ball for the Haaland goal when he played it into Kevin De Bruyne. Perfect weight of pass there to Kevin De Bruyne. So he got an assist and a pre-assist, and that's why he should be playing in that position. I think when you need to break teams down or when you need to score goals, that's why it's Gundogan over Bernardo Silva, because he gets assists, he gets goals.
We've seen Bernardo when he was a bit further up the pitch in the game yesterday, and he tried playing the ball in behind. And then I remember us saying, like, look, that's why you can see, man, he don't have that in his locker. Whereas Gundo, he does have that in his locker. Man can slot the ball in behind, and then for all the players, hence why he got a pre-assist with Kev. And then, obviously, his back heel pass to Gundo, to Grealish was sick.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Mega. I think, out of all the players we've done so far, for me, he's probably the best player. I gave Ruben Diaz an 8.2. I'm going to give Ilkay Gundogan an 8.5.
I agree with an 8.5 for Ilkay Gundogan. I think he was good yesterday. Transition, I like I say, the way he receives the ball, turns on it, and drives forward is sick. Yeah. It's actually sick. He did it again yesterday at one point, which is mint. But like I say, I think he had a good game yesterday. JTR, yes, JTR with a 5. Give JTR is getting involved, bro. He's getting involved, especially from last night, man. 1,465 members. What is going on,
man? Yes, JTR. Thank you very much, man, for the 5 gifted bread. Dubs in the chat, man. Yes, love to see it.
God, JTR.
Let's have it, man. What are we on now? 1,465. Whoa, we're getting close, Brit.
Nearly at the 1.5k. By the way, people that don't know, we've only ever been at 1.5k once for one day. It probably was for a night. For one basically night, we was on 1.5k. Then we woke up the next day and was down again to 1.4. So we've had one day at the top, but we're getting there. Big up
JTI. Yo, Nick Tom with the super chat says Gundogan needs to play in all our big games for control. I think so as well. I just think as well for the chance creation is much better having him in there than Bernardo. I know people will be like, yeah, but it's good to have Bernardo's energy. I get that, but maybe if Kev's firing on all cylinders, then maybe I could kind of understand it. But when Kev's not firing on all cylinders, which is not firing on all cylinders right now, you need extra support in there, and you need someone else that can create chances, and that's Ilkay Gundogan. So, what did the Xtra Club give him, by the way?
Gundo, they gave him an 8. Okay,
I think that's a bit low. I think an assist and a pre-assist. I think that's a bit low, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's go Kevin De Bruyne then, who played 87 minutes in the game, and obviously got a lot of shit thrown at him by the Arsenal fans, man, on the way down to the bench, which is.
Did you see his Instagram?
Yeah, that rule, by the way, is it's a rule that's made up that doesn't need to be made. Like, you have to go off at the nearest point so you don't waste time. Well, what it does is, unfortunately, it puts players at the risk of fans, and ultimately, if they take 5 minutes to walk off, add 5 minutes on at the end of the game. You know what I mean? So I think that was a stupid rule.
Also, that's another inconsistent rule, which is sometimes used and sometimes isn't. Yeah. It's one of the ones where the players will just walk over to thinking it because they know they can waste a bit of time. And sometimes the ref will just go, oh, yeah, all right then.
And there's nothing they can do. You can't force me to go off the pitch where you want. I'll walk over there. What are you going to do? Manhandle me. It's assault. You can't do that, innit? You know what I'm saying? So
it's assault.
you can't touch me, innit? You know what I'm saying? The worst that they can do is book me. And if I'm not booked already, I'm going to take the piss and just walk off there. So it's just a dumb rule, man. Anyway, played 87 minutes in the game, got 1 goal, 1 assist. He had a 63% pass accuracy only off of 19 passes, though. 2 key passes in the game, 5 crosses, one successful, 2 big chances created, 1 shot on target, which was the goal. Lost possession 13 times and made 1 clearance and 1 interception. I thought he was good. I still don't think he was back at his best, but I think he was good. And which is obviously, you get a good Kevin De Bruyne, and that's very, very good. But I still don't think he was near his best. And hopefully, this can now be the real kick on for Kevin De Bruyne, because I just feel like recently we've just seen a Kevin De Bruyne that it's not the best Kevin De Bruyne, and it's frustrating because you know that there's such a better version of him somewhere, and you just need him to come out and show that.
I think it's coming, man. I think it's coming.
I think so as well.
I do think he's improving. We're not at the best Kevin by a long stretch, but like you say, just a standard good Kev is a very, 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 very good footballer. So like I say, he got himself a goal yesterday. I do think he played quite well. But then he's still nowhere near his best, which is scary, really. Mm-hmm. It's scary. The man's on he needs 8 assists in the rest of the season to equal the record or break the record. It's like 8 or 9, which is mad. Considering there's 13 games.
Yeah.
8 assists. Like, have you seen Haaland, by the way, scored 33 goals for City already? Like in all competitions. What is that about? That feels like a hack.
I've seen someone say that if Haaland matches this goal scoring record in the Premier League, he'll beat Alan Shearer's record in 6 seasons.
Oh yeah, Joe put it in our chat. Less than 6 seasons. If he keeps going the way he's going at this rate, he will beat the Alan Shearer record in less than 6 seasons. How is that a thing?
That is crazy. 6 seasons. Man.
6 seasons, like, bro, man could stay the 6 seasons and just get off.
I know. And
be like, right, done that. Next one.
It's
bro,
crazy.
He could stay 6 seasons and he'd only be 28, and then he'd probably be at his peak, and then he could go somewhere else.
Go Real Madrid, bro.
Go Real Madrid, innit? He's completed the Prem. It's in a bit.
Yeah. Nah, it's mad. It's mad. But yeah, for Kevin De Bruyne, rating for me, I'd give him, I thought he was better than Gundogan ever so slightly. I gave Gundogan an 8.5. I'll give Kevin De Bruyne 8.7.
Ooh, I was going to match the Xtra Club on this with an 8.8 because I agree he's better than Gundo. I gave Gundo an 8.5. And yeah, obviously Xtra Club giving 8.8. I'm fine for that. Yeah. I see a lot of people, 8.6 LL says in the chat. People saying 9s, which is very close to what we're saying. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair dues. Let's go on to Mahrez then. Obviously, now attacking 3 now. He played 60 minutes in the game before he got subbed off. He made 19 passes, misplaced 2 of them, 1 cross unsuccessful, 2 dribble attempts, 1 successful, 9 ground duels, 5 of them won, and 2 aerial duels, both of them won. Got fouled a few times there as well, and got dribbled past 3 times. Bit of a shame really for Mahrez because he got subbed off at the point that we changed it to a system that would have suited us and him a lot better. So he didn't really get to play in the bit of the game where he would have thrived. He played in the hour where we were playing a dead formation.
He was sacrificed when it shouldn't have been. I was a bit confused at first because I thought it was just going to be Bernardo. Yeah, I thought it should have been Bernardo for Akanji, and then that would have been easy. But then he put Bernardo right wing. I'm not sure why he did that. Like, I think in my head I'd have preferred to have just kept Mahrez on because then, but I get it. Do you know what I mean? We won the game anyway, and I think that was a pivotal point in winning the game. So I can't really argue with Pep in that. But in my head I was like, keep Mahrez on and put Akanji in and then take Bernardo off. But like I say, it was a difficult game for Mahrez. Like I say, he played during the period of shitness and then like the period of difficultness, like Arsenal battering us. But then when we switched it, we got really good. So unfortunately, he's a victim of the system.
He is. He was a victim of the system last night. I'm gonna give him a 6.9.
I was gonna give him do I feel tight saying 6.5? I feel tight. I feel tight when the game. I'm going to give it a 6.5 anyway. They just could give it a 6.5 as well. I'm going to give it a 6.5. I felt tight then at first. I heard you say 6 point. I was like, he's going to say 5. He's going to say 5. Then when he said 9, I was like, oh, am I going too low? But yeah, it's unfortunate for Mahrez. Unfortunate, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did the actual give him?
6.5.
6.5, cool. Roll up with a 2. Says time for right wing Foden. Need him to win the league. I do think at some point Foden's we're going to get some time on the right. Obviously, because Grealish ain't going anywhere right now. And if Pep wants to put Foden back in, it's going to have to be for Mahrez.
Yeah, I agree.
Following the goal with a donation, says Haaland could equal the record in the next 4 games. What record's that?
Oh, the record for the most goals in the Prem.
Oh,
because don't forget,
cool.
he's on 26 in Premier League.
Yeah,
but he's equaled Aguero's best ever season at City.
Yeah,
Boy, it's a cheat code, man. So basically, if he gets how many goals do you need? 8 for 34 goals. He's 8 goals in 3 games.
Yeah, crazy.
That's wild. Leng is 5. Yes, is Leng. Imagine how many goals Haaland would have had if we created like we normally do. And next season we'll see a better Haaland. I completely agree with that. I think this is version 1.0 of Haaland. I feel like you'll see a better version next year. I think these games that he's going without scoring, I genuinely, but if we start creating like we used to do, I don't think you see that. Which is scary, bro. He's on course to break the record very soon of the Premier League top goal scorer, and we've been playing shit. Imagine when Pep stops fucking it and we go 4 at the back and we create chances. That's when things will change, man. So you know what I mean. Next year could be even better. Wiz says there about Haaland, and we'll get on to Haaland properly in a second. He says his control is improved so much. He's learning from Mahrez and KDB. I agree.
Might be.
I agree. Yesterday, his control, he's on the ball control was sick yesterday.
Yeah. No, I agree. Let's come on to Jack Grealish then on the other side of the pitch. Played 77 minutes, got the goal. 31 touches, 19 passes, misplaced 4. So 79% pass accuracy. 1 key pass, 1 long ball, unsuccessful. 1 shot on target, which was the goal. 4 dribble attempts, all successful. He won 5 out of his 6 ground duels and won 1 out of his 5 aerial duels. Got fouled once, lost possession 5 times, and made 1 clearance as well. Very, very good performance from Jack Grealish yesterday.
Unreal. Unreal performance from Jack yesterday. His pressure on Tomiyasu, his drive to get the ball there, makes Tomiyasu shit the bed with a terrible pass, which Kev... The finish from Kev, by the way, was really good. But I don't want people to overlook that just because he was gifted that pass. The finish is mint. There was a point, bro, where I thought it was going wide because it looks like it is for ages, and then it like curves in. But yeah, Jack yesterday, bro, looked mint. I'm buzzing for him as well because do you remember and he spoke about this, the United moment where he scored that goal and it was like, yes, a sick goal. Do you know what I mean? For Jack Grealish, that means something. But then we ended up shitting the bed in the game and then losing 2-1. Whereas that was a sick goal that he can take. That is like pure confidence from that. Pure confidence from that. I think at this moment in time, ain't no one taking that spot off him. And to be fair, no one should be. He shouldn't be taken out of side because he's playing mint.
You know what as well, right? I've just checked his stats, right? He's played 17 games, but obviously gets subbed off. If you actually work out how many games he's played in the Premier League, right? He's played a total of 13.2 matches. Like, that's how much minutes he's played, right? If you I get all his minutes, divided by 90, he's played 13.2 games. He's got 6 goals and assists combined. That means that he's averaging a goal involvement just over every 2 games, which isn't actually that bad.
That ain't that bad.
It's actually not that bad. It's just that I think because he starts every game and sometimes he gets subbed on and he gets subbed off a lot. I think when you actually look at, and this is what was happening with Alvarez, and this is what one of the journalists asked Pep Guardiola, and Pep Guardiola looked and said exactly the same thing. If you look at Alvarez's stats, you go, oh, he's shit because he's played 15 games in the Premier League and he's only scored 4 goals or whatever it is, right? But then if you actually look how many minutes he's played and then look at the goals, you go, fucking hell, he's getting the same goal per 90 as Haaland.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I think, again, if you do this with Jack Grealish, it looks a lot better. I thought he had a great game yesterday. I think he was slightly better than Gundogan, but I don't think he was quite as good for me as Kev, in my opinion. So I'm going to give him an 8.6, just in between the two.
I was going to give Grealish a 9. maybe my fanboy's good. Maybe my fanboy's taking over. I was going to give Grealish a 9. I said this. Who did I say this with? I think it was with Hugh. Do you know when we did the play ratings on Monday? I'm pretty sure I said it in that people can cook me all they want, innit? I get it. But yeah, I'm going to give Grealish a 9. The Edge Club have actually gone quite high. They've gone with a 9.1.
That's probably one of the best.
Probably the best ratings he's got from the Edge Club.
Very good rating.
But yeah, like I say, he was really, really good yesterday, so I'm happy for it. And I'm also happy that he seems to have found his place in the side, man. It seems to be ticking for him at this moment in time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. George with a...
Sorry. Also, how was he left in that much space for his goal?
I think they just shifted over, didn't they? And we managed to just shift the ball quickly. We got the ball in behind into Haaland. They had to come across to Haaland. We then played the ball into Gundogan. The defenders come across.
I feel like they all just magneted over to Gundogan Haaland and just like left.
That's what happens when you move the ball quick. If you move the ball quick, defenders have to go to the ball. You know what I mean? You have to go to the ball. That's where the danger is. And they did, and we shifted the ball quick. Haaland did really, really well in getting the ball out of his feet and then passing it into Gundogan. Gundogan didn't take a touch, just moved the ball straight onto Grealish. End result is it comes Grealish in space. That's what happens when you move the ball quick, man. Yeah. Something that we've not been doing enough. George with the member chat says Haaland looked like a different player last night and he seemed to help so much more than usual. Well, let's get on to Haaland, bro. This is his stats from the game. 90 minutes played yesterday, 1 goal, 2 shots on target, 1 shot blocked, 2 dribble attempts unsuccessful, 1 big chance missed. He had 34 touches, which is quite high for him. 17 passes, 53% pass accuracy, 1 key pass, 10 ground duels, 2 successful, 6 aerial duels, 2 successful. Lost the ball 15 times. He got fouled once and committed a few fouls as well. I was offside once, 1 tackle and got dribble pass once. I believe that in terms of just performance, I think that was his best performance in the Manchester City shirt. I know people will go, no, it wasn't. It was United. Look at the stats. I'm not talking about stats. I'm talking about how he played. I think yesterday against a better team than Manchester United. And remember that United game, whilst it was good for us, United was shit. Arsenal were not shit last night. Arsenal were very good. We're playing them at a ground that they've not lost since April. They've not lost there since April last year, and we beat them. And I just thought the way that he played, the way that he battled and made Saliba and Gabriel, 2 of the best defenders this season in the Premier League, look like fucking school kids. You know what I mean? Like, he absolutely bullied the shit out of them.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Inside the penalty area, waiting for his chance. And then when he got it, he got the goal. I just thought he was absolutely superb yesterday. I've seen some people saying he was quiet. I didn't think he was quiet. I thought what he did was absolutely amazing.
55, hold that L, mate. I still remember that, 55, innit? And he actually put in the Discord, bro, 55, he put, I hope my reverse psychology worked. And I was like, yeah, is that how he's going to save it now? Because I remember he super chatted and saying that Haaland's ghosting too much in these big games. But honestly, I think Haaland had an incredible game yesterday. Oh yeah, Leon, he got a pre-assist, obviously because the Grealish one, and he got a goal. Played really well. I think it was his best game in terms of his all-round game together. All came in. You're not just looking at he's got a hat trick, so he's a 10. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just, he's got a hat-trick, so he clearly played well. He genuinely played well and helped the team out a lot. And I think Pep would have been buzzing with that performance from Haaland. And I think that's what Pep wants going forward a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Like, a bit more helping the team in that. Obviously, he is there to score goals primarily. He is there to score goals. That's his job. But his performance yesterday all round was unreal. Mm-hmm. He was doing, AT says he was doing bare things with the ball. Yeah, I couldn't have put it better myself, mate.
I was going to give him as a rating.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
I gave him a 9.3. I don't know I've given him a higher rating, and people are like, how you not give him a higher rating? But I just thought maybe the ratings were more influenced on stats. Yeah. I'm going to give him a 9.3. But in terms of performance, I thought that was his best performance in a Manchester City shirt. I'm going to give him man of the match for me. He's my man of the match. The way that he played, everything that he did was just amazing. The way that he bullied Saliba and Gabriel, dropping in, helping out the team, getting himself a goal, winning headers, bringing other players into the game. His movement off the ball was stunning. Unlucky not to get a penalty. Top class.
Funny how his one offside was the one that mattered for the penalty. The one that Ben does. Yeah, I was going to give it 9.5, so 9.3 is fine. It's a bit of a weird one because we have our Haaland calculator, which we usually go for, which is 6 base rating plus 1.5 per goal. But that only puts me on 7.5. But he did get a pre-assist. But also you have to look at the eye test, man. You got to look at the eye test and see what he did in the game. And he smashed it yesterday, so we're close on that. A lot of people in the similar regions. I think someone put in a 7.8 for Haaland there. That's Martin, mate. That's a bit low. That
I think Martin's woke up on the wrong side of the bed there.
Yeah, I agree.
Come on, Martin. Come on, Martin.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Haaland with a 9.3 rating, which is the Xtra Club have given me 9.3 as well with you, bro.
Beast. Yeah, that's fine. Big up JV says Arsenal fans think him gifted us the win. Don't agree. I can see why they say it because all 3 goals they were their fault.
Yeah, I mean the first one, Tomiyasu shit the bed. Second one, Gabriel basically gave the ball back to Bernardo. Third one, I mean I don't know what they did. What they would have done.
They give us the ball again. I think they give us the ball.
Did they?
Yeah, they give us the ball. But look, I thought Arsenal were the better team yesterday. But
I mean, to be fair, Leon in there says, and their goal was our fault. So yeah. So like, you know what I mean, it does work both ways. Yeah, like, mistakes happen in football. That's it.
Yeah, no, I think Arsenal were the better side yesterday, but that didn't matter because what we had there was the experience to come through them. I think when we went to a flat back 4. I felt like they started to crumble. And like they really started to make poor passes. And if you look at our goals, obviously they're giving the ball away. And that's where really I think the experience came in because in those last sort of 20-25 minutes at 1-1 and even at 2-1, we were calm. And we were just playing that game. And they started to make poor passes. Zinchenko turned into really, really bad giving the ball away. Gabriel giving the ball away. They couldn't hold the ball for more than a minute or so. And I think that's really where experience came in. So despite Arsenal being the better side in the first half and probably for the first 15 minutes of the second half, you know, they had, unfortunately for them, and Nketiah just wasn't at the races yesterday, had a poor game. And then when it mattered, the last, you know, when we went to a flat back 4, we were calm, we were collected, and we made Arsenal pay for their mistakes. And that's what it's about in these games. So we did exactly what we needed to do.
I genuinely think for the first 60 minutes, 60 minutes of that game, 60 minutes of that night, Arsenal were the better side. Because, you know what I mean? They were better. They were getting first and second balls. They were pressing us heavy. They looked like... Do you remember when Arteta brought them all over and had like a mini team talk? From that moment, they seemed fired up, man. They seemed fired up, and we couldn't really do anything, and it was going down the wrong way. And then in the second half, it was kind of same story until Pep changed it. And then when Pep changed it, that's when the shift happens. That's when it changed for us, and we started playing really well. So I'm fine for it. Like I imagine Pep's not really happy with the 33% possession. I know afterwards he said it was a tactical thing, like from his part. So maybe we might be done with the back 3 now. Maybe it's a back 4 season all the way, especially in games like this. I'd definitely be looking to set up every time we play Arsenal with a flat back 4 anyway.
Yeah. I think as well, you know, like the possession thing, I don't really think you can read too much into that possession because for the first hour we were playing a dead formation, so they dominated possession. And then we went to a flat back 4, and then we scored 2 goals within 10 minutes. And then for the last 15 minutes of the game, it was just Arsenal just coming at us, and City were just like, okay, let's just see this out. So the last 15 minutes, you know, we didn't touch the ball that much because Arsenal were just coming at us. So I wasn't really too worried about the possession. But listen, you know, people can say that Arsenal were the better team, but ultimately it don't really matter. We got the win, and that's what it's about.
What rating are we going to give Big Steve for appearing on the Amazon? I'm going to give him a Big Steve emoji out of 10.
Yeah, he was passionate yesterday, wasn't he, on there?
Yeah, bro. The picture that we got from it, and it's the same one that City uploaded. I don't know if Big Steve sent it to City because I sent it him last night and was like, "Yo, this picture's fucking sick." But yeah, that was funny. That bro, we've seen him like 3 times.
I know. He's there. He's every fucking where. Big Steve. Big Steve.
Yeah.
Sick guy. No, but I've seen MCFC lads in the chat before as well. And
He's there now, yeah.
Yeah, he said that the away end was, that's 10 out of 10. So that's good to see, man. But listen, we've got to keep this up now.
Yeah,
we've got to keep this up. We're all buzzing now. We're top of the league. If we go to the Forest now and drop a shit performance, it don't mean shit. We have to. You have to now, really pull our socks up and go to Forest and get the job done. Get the 3 points. This is what it's about now. You got to go on a little bit of a run now, I think.
We've got some difficult fixtures coming up. Leipzig. I think Forest ain't going to be easy. So hopefully we can get the job done against Forest. Obviously, Arsenal playing before us then, which I think is major. I think that is massive, Arsenal playing before us, because the pressure isn't on them just to go back to top. The pressure's on them to kind of fix up what's happened.
4 matches without a win.
4 matches without a win. Honestly, the pressure on them to get back to the way they were is heavy. And them seeing us top, that adds an element there. And Villa away, I think that stinks for them. 12 Villa away. Honestly, if that was me, I'd be saying I ain't feeling good about this game. I'd be nervous as shit. I was nervous. I was nervous about us playing Villa when we played them at home.
So, I know. And hopefully now that Aston Villa have conceded a few goals, hopefully they'll be a little bit more solid when they go into that game and just kind of chill. So big up for Jeff, by the way, with a super chat. Says, us not being afraid to play long helped us so much to get Haaland involved. Gundo playing height than KDB, playing higher than KDB, give him a lot more influence on the game. Yeah, I agree. And this is what we said, isn't it? I mean, if you need creativity, if you're struggling for goals, get Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne in the team, because they're the ones that can help it, man. So, 100%. Gundogan is massively influential at the moment. Pep Guardiola, should we have a little chat about him? Give him a rating as well. Obviously,
I've seen people asking about subs and that. Obviously the subs were Akanji, Foden, and Phillips. I think I don't really remember Foden doing anything. Akanji obviously came on and switched the game. I feel like he did do well in the sense of pace, defensive ability. Still looks sus, but he did help the formation change, which I'm all for. And Phillips came on and did his job for 5-10 minutes or whatever it was. Just came on, ran around and break up play. That's what he did. But it's positive. It's positive sign seeing Phillips get on.
Yeah. I would say so. Yeah, he come on, ran around, pressed a few players. That's what he basically.
Yeah. But that's basically what he was for. He was there to break up the play. There was rumours going about basically that obviously we've seen before that Phillips is not really getting the Pep system at the moment in time. But then there was rumours over the past week or so that it's kind of clicking for him at this moment in time. He's getting like this past week, and he's getting into it a lot more. So maybe that's why he came on for a little bit, like for the last 10 minutes in that. So maybe we might see a bit more of Phillips going forward. We might. You'd like to think so anyway. You'd like to think so.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Pep then, obviously, it's a weird one with Pep because he started the way that I don't think he should have started, but he did change it. He did. Yeah. He did change it. He
did. Yeah.
We didn't see stubborn Pep. We're seeing tactics shit. I've fucked a bit. I've fucked it a little bit here, so I'm going to switch it.
Yeah. Major error in starting Bernardo at left back. 100% that was an error. But yeah, did at the end of the day changed it before it was too late. So yeah, you have to give him credit for that. I'm gonna give him an 8.
Yeah, I think an 8's fine. I rate an 8. I rate an 8. He fixed it after 60 minutes, but it could have cost us. It could have cost us, Dave. And Ketia gets 2 headers on target, and we're in the bin.
Ketia was in the room. You know what I mean? We'd be having a completely different conversation now.
And Ketia was outside at the window knocking on it, trying to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't have the key, did he? He didn't have the key in the room. But
it
was a shame really from an Arsenal point of view. And Ketia's done so well, but yesterday, the big game. This was the one where he needed to show his class. just didn't do it, did he? You know what I mean? 2 headers, should have done better on both of them for me.
Well,
and then the one way he was running in, should have done better there as well.
Yeah, I think Gabby will take that spot as soon as he gets back, and
yeah.
Isn't he close to getting back into it?
Yeah, I've seen some Arsenal fans saying, "Oh, Gabby Jesus won't get straight back into the team when he comes back." Yeah, he will.
He will.
Yes, he will.
He will.
He will.
But it is what it is, isn't it? Like, the fair play to Nketiah though, he's actually done really well. Like we said yesterday, we said yesterday that like we said when Gabby got injured that could be detrimental to Arsenal's season.
Yeah, 100%.
But obviously, he did well without him. Referee, I mean, he gave the pen, which kind of is a pen, but that isn't usually given as a pen. So people, I imagine people were fuming about that. Other than that,
I didn't really like the referee's performance yesterday.
The booking Edison for the time wasting in the first half is a bit weird.
I thought it was a weird performance from the referee. I thought that some of the stuff he was doing was very strange. He was making decisions that usually referees just don't do, and he was just going out and making all the decisions. So I thought it was a weird performance. I don't think the penalty was a penalty based on my understanding of how they usually judge those decisions. And by the way, someone as well tagged us on City Extra Pod and shown us it's Con Robbo actually. And they've shown a VAR review when City played. Is it City? Oh no, when Wolves played Leeds. And exactly the same thing happened in that game. The ball's crossed in, the guy heads it, the attacker heads it, and after he heads it, the goalkeeper takes him out. That went to VAR, and VAR said no penalty because he's already headed the ball. It's made no difference. So, what's going on here?
Yeah, what's going on here? Stinks.
So yeah, it's a bit weird. So yeah, for me, the referee poor, very poor. I think he's borderline arrogant. I'm gonna give him a 1.
Yeah, I agree. But then it's no different nowadays, isn't it? It's no different nowadays. Like every week, it's a shit ref. Doesn't matter what name you put to it, do something shit. And this ain't just for City, by the way. This is for everyone, man. For everyone, like it's happening to all teams. Every week you see like mad decisions in the Premier League. Like it's just someone's got to give, man. Someone's got to change. They can't just keep this up. You know what I mean? When the referees look at the end of the season and go, "Oh, blah, we had a good year, didn't we?" They can't be saying that, can they? They go, "Fucking hell, that was a roller coaster." Like we fucking had loads of shit games in that. How are we going to be better referees going into the next year? Because it's fucked.
Yeah, I agree. It's really poor. Nick Todd, by the way, was just mentioning that about the Pep Guardiola identifying Bernardo's situation. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
I like that. I like that. I have respect for Pep for that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, put this guy in timeout, man. So there you go. That is the player ratings, the manager ratings, the referee ratings. City are top of the Premier League, guys. Absolutely incredible that we're in this position based on results in the last in the last month or so. It's bizarre how we're here. But let's kick on now. Arsenal, no winning 4. They've got a difficult game coming up against Aston Villa away from home. Aston Villa not in the best of form, losing the last 2 games, conceding quite a few goals there as well. But I'm pretty sure that Unai Emery will want to rectify that situation. And Arsenal will be going there low on confidence. It's early kickoff. Let's see what happens. And City could potentially respond should Arsenal drop points when we go to Notts Forest, which again will not be easy. They've been in some decent form. They did lose the last game, but other than that, they've been smashing it. They've climbed away from that relegation a little bit now. So big weekend coming up, man. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy weekend.
It is. I just I beg Villa can do something. If Villa beat Arsenal, bro, 5 games without a win, and we have the chance to actually go top, like without the game in hand. I mean, should the game in hand up your ass at that point? Like, we could actually be top.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Like at this moment, we're at like a we are top, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like a fake, innit? Like we're a temp teacher, bro. Like we're at top, but for how long?
We're temporary. We're a temp teacher, innit? You know what I mean? What does that mean? We're going to get bullied now, or what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, all the temp teachers in our school got bullied.
Yeah, we'll go to Forest now and get beat like 3-0, man.
Yeah, because we're a temp.
Yeah, we need to get that legitimate spot, man. We need to get that permanent role. Yeah, and then we can properly party.
That is true.
Buzzing. All right then, guys. Daily player ratings. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and we've got some more streams coming up later on tonight. Make sure you smash a like on the stream as well. And City are top of the league. Man City are back, baby.
Is it a bit?